This video presentation is on the hormone glucagon, which is produced by the pancreas to help regulate blood sugar, and when the blood sugar levels get too low, it causes a disease called hypoglycemia. Glucagon is a protein-based hormone that is synthesized by the alpha cells of the pancreas in response to a decrease in glucose levels. This decrease in glucose levels in the blood could be caused by a number of factors, and extreme low glucose levels contributes to hypoglycemia. What does glucagon do in our body? The main purpose of glucagon is to stimulate the production of glucose in the liver through the process of glucogenesis, in which glycogen, a multi-branch polysaccharide of glucose, is decomposed into its monosaccharide glucose. Many tissues are sensitive to the hormone glucagon, including the liver and adipose tissue. In the liver, glucagon stimulates a process called glucogenesis, in which the glucagon released by the pancreas binds to the glucagon receptors in the liver. Once bound, the liver cells are stimulated to convert the glycogen into glucose molecules. Once the glucose molecules are produced, the liver then releases them through its cells in order to enter the bloodstream, which in turn increases the blood glucose level. In the adipose tissue, glucagon stimulates the release of fatty acids from stored triglycerides. This in turn activates the process called lipolysis. Lipogenesis is caused by the binding of glucagon and epinephrine to their receptors, which triggers the activation of adenylate cyclase. This in turn activates pKa phosphorylates, which leads to the activation of adipose triglyceride lipase, which provides free fatty acids. The free fatty acids produced in the adipose tissue is then transported through the mitochondrial transport system into the mitochondria of the liver. Once in the mitochondria of the liver, the free fatty acids can go through oxidation and thus made into ketone bodies through the process of ketogenesis. These ketone bodies allow for an alternative source of metabolic fuel for otherwise glucose-dependent tissues. There are many types of diseases caused by glucagon. For example, diabetic hypoglycemia. For people with diabetes, low blood sugar occurs when there is excess insulin in the body and not enough sugar in the blood. Several factors can cause hypoglycemia in people with diabetes, which include taking too much insulin or irregularly taking insulin, skipping a meal, or exercising harder than usual. Non-diabetic hypoglycemia can be categorized under two subcategories. Reactive hypoglycemia, caused by having too much insulin in the blood, leading to low blood glucose levels. This cause can be contributed by having pre-diabetes or being at risk for diabetes, which can lead to trouble making the right amount of insulin, or having stomach surgery, which can make food pass too quickly into your small intestines. Fasting hypoglycemia, caused by medicines such as aspirin, antibiotics, or quinine, which is a malaria treatment, or it could also be caused by low levels of certain hormones such as cortisol, growth hormone, glucagon, or epinephrine. Another factor that could cause fasting hypoglycemia are tumors in the pancreas that could inhibit insulin, which could contribute in low levels of glucose in the blood. In summary, glucagon is a protein hormone synthesized by the pancreas in response to low blood sugar levels. Its main purpose is to raise blood sugar levels by stimulating glucogenesis in order to break down glycogen in the liver into glucose. An inability to maintain blood glucose levels in the blood leads to low blood sugar and thus results in hypoglycemia. There are two main types of hypoglycemia: diabetic hypoglycemia and non-diabetic hypoglycemia. These conditions have multiple factors that contribute to hypoglycemia. Diabetic hypoglycemia is caused by irregular insulin use, consumption of food, and exercise. Non-diabetic hypoglycemia has two subcategories, and these are reactive hypoglycemia, which is caused by eating, and fasting hypoglycemia, which is caused through medications or internal factors.